Diary of a Mad Black Man. You think men are angry out here, Law?
Some of them, you know what I'm saying? You know, some of them, but I'm in a good mood, man. I'm happy, bro. So I don't really relate. You know what I'm saying? Things are pretty good around here. Roof, what's with all that?
You are a mad black man. All y'all married
Who?
men are mad. Why y'all
I
so
ain't
mad?
mad. What I'm
Dang.
mad for?
Say it again, Ruth.
You know, I'm laughing because when it's men, it'd be like some black men. But if it's women, it's all y'all hoes. But it's okay. I'm gonna be
We don't
quiet.
never say all. I can't say
Okay.
all. I'm
You ain't
raising
clear up
women.
the whole part, but okay. Moving on.
Okay. What about you, Di? Think these men out here angry? Think they fed
Yes.
up?
I know y'all see it. Y'all feel the shift. Y'all see the statuses. Y'all see people like he said. He was just talking about a man crashing out. Yes, men are angry. Men are angry.
And why
I'm
are
not
they
saying
angry?
y'all don't have
Well,
a
well.
right to be, but like let's call it spade a spade. Y'all be angry.
From a woman's POV, why are they angry?
Um, it's, women don't set boundaries and standards anymore. They're upset with their own people for, like, I was listening to the men talk before for tricking off. They have a lot of good points. Men have a right to be mad. They're not heard. They're bottled up. Some of them were raised to a point where, like, you got to know yourself. To know yourself is spirituality. So spirituality is connected to emotions. So everybody know how men were raised when they were younger. They weren't allowed to really identify with that and connect with that. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay. What about you, Ruth? Not talking about the gentlemen, because I know the gentlemen on the panel, they're not considered mad black men. But let's talk about the other folks. What are you seeing out here? Why do you think they are so upset? What's going on?
I agree with Di. They're not being treated fairly. Um, and some of them, I don't know, maybe they're just looking at everything and saying, you know what, I'm not getting a fair deal right now. All of your points are valid. You are heard. I just wish it's like, from my perspective, there's nothing I can do as a woman to, like, smack the women up and say, hey, do better. I just all I can do is be a good example. So I feel bad for the men, but also it got to be a cap to it. Like, you can't be mad at every woman and for every reason, and we're always wrong all the time. Like, it just gets to be like, you gotta have it balanced. That's like me coming out and say I hate every man and they all horrible. Meanwhile, I'm in heaven, with mine. So yeah, I don't think you should do that and send it out to everybody. I see how people are nowadays, 2020. I call them 2024 guys, because they just different. They don't wait for women no more. They don't care about the kids. They just go. They just walk through. They don't care about nobody. That's not what we want. We sorry. We apologize. Please, be nice to us. Some of them, not all. That's it.
Okay. Sweeney, Ruth says you are angry, mad black man. Why would she say such a thing?
You said, why would Ruth say such a thing?
Yeah, just curious.
I thought she explained why she believes it. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think men have a lot of shit to be angry about. You hear it in politics. We haven't been heard in politics for the better part of the last 16 years. They've been largely ignoring us there. And then every single time a politician takes an L, the men take the blame for it, specifically black men. They don't scapegoated us. They stopped listening to us. They don't listen to us when it comes to the court system. They don't listen to us in politics. They don't listen to us on the street. They largely ignore them. They have a lot to be angry about. But you know what I mean? I ain't got what I mean, what can we do about it besides, grind through it? That's kind of what Facts is talking about. I'm sure that there's been plenty of shit that he's been angry about for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But I mean, the reality is he can't come up here and bitch about it. Why? Because you got to still be a man. And that makes us even more angry, is that even through all the bullshit, we still got to be men. Still got to eat it. So,
All right. Go ahead, brother Marcus. What's your thoughts about what we discussing thus far before I get into this clip?
Run the clip. Run the clip.
Trev, let me just check in with you, brother. Anything like that?
It's damn sure a lot of reasons for men to be angry. Sweeney mentioned quite a few, and I think what it all boils down to is we are undervalued. People just don't value us the way that we're used to, and it's men in general, black men for certain, right? It people, I guess, don't need us as much as we would, or don't feel like they need us as much as they do, and we are treated as such. We're just not deemed as valuable.
Okay. I never heard you keep it short like that and sweet.
I know you want to run a clip. I want to go crazy.
We got to run the clip, man. It's I do got the audio.
Can I clear something up before we move on? I'm sorry.
See, that's why me and I'm mad, Ruth. I mean,
we always got something to say.
I always got something to say. It's like
I'm being. This is me being nice to the men. I'm trying to be nice to them. I'm trying to fix it. So I'm just joking. On the men on the panel are not angry men. We know they're cool. This is a safe space. Yeah, I forgot my point. But yeah, I was just saying that y'all not really mad. But my point is, like, I be frustrated because y'all married, but then y'all act like y'all single black men. That's it. It baffles me every week. So that's why I'm like, y'all fighting on and picketing, but y'all happy and married. So stop.
Have you ever felt the pain of your sisters?
Let's not talk about my sisters. This is not a good topic.
I mean, not sisters as in literal sisters, but like you ain't never felt the pain of someone that comes to you and tells you what's going on in their life. You ain't never felt their pain.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we can get up here and talk about those situations with so much passion.
I get it, but y'all never sound happy at all. Y'all don't be like, "Oh, marriage is great."
Well, if you think about it, well, how many of us like? Well, one for one, Marcus has always talked about how great his marriage is to his wife. Travis talked about how amazing his wife is. I've talked about how amazing my wife is. So has Law. But when we're talking about marriage in general, when we're having a conversation, we can't speak just specifically about ourselves. There's a whole group of people out there that we have to speak for as well. We're not up here just to represent ourselves. We're here to represent black men in general. And if you look at black men in general, they haven't been having very much luck when it comes to the marriage category. And we know that.
But Sweeney, remember those uncles that told you marriage was horrible and all of that stuff? Like when y'all not speaking up enough, people are really going to think that marriage is bad. Why should they do it? Because the way y'all make it sound, it is not selling it. Have you ever not tried to sell something, but you did the opposite? That's what y'all sound like y'all doing in general. It sounds like marriage is horrible.
Well, you have to understand the difference between the conversations that our uncles had with us and the conversations we're having today. If you ever hear us talk, like us specifically on these panels, we talk about the data. We talk about the way the stories that are being told to us, the stories that you hear online. But when our uncles talked about it, they were specifically speaking from their situation. So it was a difference. It was them telling us, look, man, you see this woman right here? She driving me fucking crazy. Don't do this. Or you see how these women are acting with you see how you seen with your grandfather. Not only were they telling us the stories, but we were also witnessing it.
So here's the problem. They're telling you their experience, they're negative. They were vocal about that, but y'all are not positively. You're not saying the vocal experience of the positive stuff. So men are just looking at it and be like, yeah, these guys complaining about it. Then, but really, low key, you guys are happy. You're not giving us any points on why you should be married. Why should we value women? Why should we value marriage? We need balance. We don't need to just be negative. The women are not going to want to get married, and the men are not going to want to get married. If nobody talks about how great marriage is, what's the benefit?
Well, look,
and I agree with her on that, because when a woman is married, you'll be hearing my husband this, my husband gonna take care of it, my husband gonna pay the bills. Women can't wait to get married, and it's a thing that they cherish, and it's something that they like. That's their trophy. You know what I'm saying? But she not lying. When men talk about it, you don't really hear men say what's the good part of being marriages and what's the best part of marriage, and then they wonder why it's hard to find a wife. Like, it's not very vocalized on what y'all cherish and what y'all value in a marriage.